It is 6:30 p.m. Welcome to the February 24th, 2025 Merrimack Conservation Commission meeting. All full members here are present, so we can go ahead with new business. First thing up, discussion on potential vote regarding expenditure from Fund 53 for Beaver Solutions recommended annual maintenance plan and maintenance for previously installed flow devices with an estimated total of $4,830.
So there was a lot to read. There was a lot to read here. Am I to understand that this includes both the subscription for the annual maintenance plan and some other specific maintenance items that are being done?
That's how I read it. That's how I read it. Is that was an encompassing quote for the
Okay.
replacement, the maintenance, and everything.
Okay.
The, my one question, well, I don't know, stay on topic, I guess, right? Does anyone else felt that way when they read the,
That's what I interpreted.
Wait, say it again?
I said, did everyone else feel that way? They read that quote, $4,000 covers the entirety of the estimates that we received for both the maintenance, the replacement of levelers this year?
Yep, I see maintenance at 1660 and replacement for the other ones. So
Yeah.
that would bring the
And-
total to that.
And there's also an item on here, pipe credit up to $586 if we are able to reuse all the old pipe, likely. Does the total listed on here include or not include that $538 discount, or $586 discount? I did
The
not
total
actually do
that
the
I see on the
arithmetic.
second page of the proposal reflects the possible discounts.
Okay,
For,
So-
for instance, a new pond leveler costs $21.50 with a credit for pipe, plus the old flow, or, with the credit for removing the pipe, the total comes down to $18.34. That's what I'm interpreting from, looking at one proposal
okay.
for replacing a flow device.
So it is potentially possible that we would owe up to approximately $5,500 if none of that pipe is reusable. I was rather confused by this. It appears that I got two copies of one of the pages.
Yes, I'm putting one aside because
All right,
one was, there were two that said they were for the Mayflower Road Dam, and we know that there's a separate one for the Mayflower Spillway, so I
Okay.
just discarded the second dam one.
Give me that number that you just gave me, 5,000.
Well, it would be $4,830 plus potentially up to $586.
Okay, thank you.
Should be 5416, I believe.
Minus 100.
You all in agreement on that?
Yep, I was just making sure Ellen was checking the math, just make sure everything was adding up. Yeah, so it's the maintenance plan and repairs.
So, before we vote on it, I wanna talk a couple things about this. One, you'll see in the very first, invoice for the maintenance plan, the annual maintenance plan, they explicitly remove, a number of devices in town at the very bottom. Flow device sites not covered, Path Road, Lion Road, Mitchell Drive, Hanson, and Mast. I'll turn them both on, how's that? I could be in stereo. So there's a number of devices that are not covered in this plan. And when we first put these in, we put in 3 or 4, and DPW put in 2 or 3. There's an uneven mix there.
Okay.
Long-term, this is, we put these in as part of a water management program in town. Long-term, should these be under our maintenance, or should these be under the town's maintenance?
Are
I
those
don't know.
the ones not covered, the ones that the town installed?
No, we did Hanson Road, and I think we did Kathy Street too. Lyons and Mast, I believe, were done by the town. But I'd have to go back and spend some time trying to fish through that to figure out what was which.
Okay, the memo that Stephanie included in the packet from John of Beaver Solutions says that they previously maintained Merry Meeting, Hansom, and Mast Road for DPW, and Kathy Drive for the wastewater division.
Okay. Oh, yeah, wastewater did one too, huh?
So that means that those are so does that mean they hire them separately?
It would not be on this contract.
Okay, so that makes it sound like there's somebody else's responsibility to find maintenance for, right?
So, if you know the Natticook Road, one that we had to fix this year was supposed to be left alone and not touched, and DPW's been taking care of that maintenance-wise. And they're driving out to it and removing
Which one is that?
Natticook. So I was under the impression that was one that it was on our Greens Pond, that's on our, we put it in. So I'm just saying, long-term, are these, should we be maintaining these? Should we be paying for the maintenance of these? Are these a town items? Should we be trying to put a maintenance budget together? Is the organization instead of having just come out of 53?
Yeah, this comes out of 53.
Yeah.
So you're asking, should
I'm
the
just saying for
maintenance?
conversation-wise,
Oh, okay.
should we be?
Yes, I
should
think we
be
should
ma-
discuss that.
Yeah, should we be maintaining these? Should these be under the town maintenance? If we're maintaining them, should we have a budget item for them? So we're looking to be funded for the first time in our lives? From the town budget to maintain these
I
devices?
think we should ask DPW and wastewater about
Now,
that.
these are invoices with a due date of February 28th, just so.
Right, so that's what I'm saying. So this is gonna be a long-term discussion. I think right now,
Right,
personally,
need
I
to
wanna
approve
pay
this,
these to get
yes.
them going, so we don't end up getting cut short like we did was it
Okay.
last year, I guess we did
But it's a
that?
fair question to have settled
Yeah.
eventually. Is this a town maintenance thing, or is this
Yeah.
specifically Conservation Commission?
Do you know where they put in because, like, did the Conservation Commission put some of these in because they were flooding conservation land and the other ones are flooding town roads and that's why they're maintained that way? Do you have any idea?
Yes, yeah, the short answer is yes. I mean, to everything. Conservation property, unless it's going to be impactful to surrounding landowners or, something that we need to keep dry, we put them in. If it was a matter of we needing to move a trail, we're gonna let the beavers do what the beavers do, and we'll just deal with it. A good example is off the end of, Beebe Lane, when you go in there, we're doing some work on those dams and managing those dams because there is a trail right there that bridge is long and big and needs to be replaced if we let the water get much higher. So there's things like that we're managing. The rest of them that we put in Natticook, it was damaging the road. And we had we were at the time doing a water level study in town, a water management study, and this was part of it, was finding these places that were causing the problems and what can we do to alleviate them. Trapping beaver doesn't work. It's the habitat. So the best thing we could do is manage the water level.
So we'll deal with this and then who contacts DPW from us again? Is that usually you?
Oh, I think
Well, yeah, usually in the past I've just contacted Don or
Okay.
directly, or sometimes Lori, depending on what was needed.
Can you just contact them and ask them what their plan what their plan has been, what their plan is in the future, or if they, we need to, I don't wanna offer taking that on unless we need to.
That's one of my concerns, is if we allow the maintenance of these to go outside of maintenance, they're gonna fall to people just doing what maintenance they think is right
Right,
versus what should be done,
okay,
which is what's already happened.
okay, which
So-
is basically they aren't being maintained?
Professionally.
Not really correctly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, do you want to take them on as the
No,
Conservation
I don't
Commission?
think, I don't think they should be coming out of our budget.
Okay,
but-
so we
Okay,
should
I
be
I mean,
asking.
If we can
what?
manage, if we wanna manage them, but we're gonna be managing with a budget item from the town.
Okay,
So ideally, you would like to, we continue Beaver Solutions as doing the maintenance, but the funds simply coming from the town rather than from Fund 53?
okay, so basically, we want to be sending as a town and Conservation Commission one invoice, or one, paying Beaver Solutions once, not two separate things.
I would think that would be in our best interest, cause
Yeah,
you can already see.
'cause you get the
this-
discounts.
Yeah, you see the structure of
Right.
the discount is based on
Right,
who's paying for what.
okay,
We've got 7 devices in town? 8, something like that. So they could come camp here for a week and do their maintenance.
Now, if there is to be a motion, do I understand that we would be voting to authorize an amount not to exceed something? That is this 4830 plus something to cover,
The
The old
discounts
pipe
if they're
or
not
what?
available,
Which
yeah.
is 6,002 total.
okay, 6,002 for that. I guess we decide what, if we vote to allocate money to this, we decide the amount, and if there's an excess, then Beaver Solutions will have to come back to the town with an invoice. Is that accurate?
Say that again?
If we, supposing that a motion passes for
For-
4830,
Okay.
and
And it's
they don't
more.
use all the pipe, and
Yeah.
that would be a separate invoice being submitted to the town?
It would be a separate invoice, I would think, submitted to us, because if we're approving this one, then,
Okay.
you know,
So I will leave it to someone more familiar with the situation to determine if we have a motion, what
did-
amount
Did you add up
we should
both
authorize.
Yes.
the extras?
So it's 6,002 total.
That's the Mayflower Dam and the Mayflower Spillway.
Right, if we can't reuse
Okay.
any of the pipe, worst case,
And what was the total then?
6,002.
not 5,200?
No,
Okay, so, so the discount is per dam or per dam?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
There's 2 at Mayflower.
Okay.
There's 2 devices at Mayflower.
Okay, would anyone like to make a motion?
6,002.
6,002.
Oh,
So
6,002.
are we going to approve the higher amount or the
That's-
lower amount?
Depends.
Uh,
I'll make a motion to approve a not
Up
to
to,
exceed
not to exceed.
$6,002 to repair and install the water leveling devices as outlined by Beaver Solutions. There's, just to be clear, there's 2 discounts in there that we're expecting, but that is the full cost.
Mhm.
The $6,002 is the full cost of everything without the discounts.
mhm.
Seconded.
Okay. Any further discussion? Any more questions? Hmm? Oh, okay. Oh,
We are expecting it to be 4,830 when this is
Yeah.
done,
mhm.
but
Okay, in that case, all in favor? All opposed? None abstaining? Okay, that motion passes 7 to 0 to 0. And, who should I contact about asking whether or not that should come out of Fund 53 or the town budget? I mean,
I would think we'd have to start with Paul or Don.
okay,
Are we thinking, though, the 6,002 comes out of our budget?
This time it's going to.
This one does.
this one comes out of Fund 53.
Yeah. I think Paul would be the one that would stip.
It would get passed up to him anyway,
Right, yeah, I mean, whether it comes under wastewater or DPW or whoever, however it's being funded, general fund, I don't know.
I can bring that up if you'd like. Or-
You can, I will, send an email though, just in case. That brings us to, second point of new business, discussion and potential vote regarding expenditure from Fund 53 for a 2025 Society for the Protection of New Hampshire Forest membership donation in the amount of $250. Was this submitted by anyone, or was this just one of those things that was automatically put in?
They sent us a letter.
Ah,
Yeah, this
right.
is standard every year.
And I assume $250 is their standard donation for Concom?
Yes.
Okay, anyone have any issues continuing the membership?
Not at all, very good organization. I've been a member actually for quite some time, got married there. And I now have a contact to reach out to in my new position as land agent for the Concom. Because they were, sorry. I have a contact to deal with them in my position as land agent because they do a lot of this and have a lot of other properties in our area, maybe in our town.
They're an
that they might be
educational
looking at.
resource.
Okay, that,
Do we need a motion, or are we just gonna do?
I feel like if,
Yeah,
We're
potential
spending-
vote.
we're,
We're
if we're,
expending funds?
yeah,
I move to approve the membership donation in the amount of $250 to the SPNHF.
I second.
any further discussion? Okay, all in favor of the motion? All opposed? None abstaining? Motion passes 7-0 to 0. That leaves next up for new business, ideas for community outreach, property scavenger hunts, public event to promote property's history and outdoor education, submitted by Karis.
Yes, so I had a brilliant idea. This combines a lot of our outreach ideas of combining history and outdoor education and getting people out there. Up for discussion how we would do it, but like doing some sort of photograph scavenger hunt. That could either be, like a day event where people come and, we give them maps and a list of clues or a specific list of things to find, and they have to like take a picture of them in there to prove that they didn't just find the picture online. And then we can have, I don't know, some sort of recognition at the end, or here's a rain barrel for your good work. I don't know.
Are you thinking of this for the entire community, or is it age special? Oh, sorry.
That's okay. I was thinking the whole community.
Okay.
Yep. But it would be, it'd be family friendly. We wouldn't make anything too impossible.
Is this going to be a day event? Is it?
I
are we-
think,
Are we trying to say between the weeks of, or dates of XX?
yeah, so that's to be discussed. Should it be something where, right, you have time from here to there, or should we do a single date event? I'm kind of thinking to start with, we might want to do a single day event.
Maybe to start with, I think in the long run, multi-day events would work out better.
Yeah, especially
But-
if you want to do multiple properties.
Yeah, but if you want to start like with a trial, then maybe a single day would just be simpler to handle.
Yeah. Other
We-
ideas?
we-
thoughts?
A long time ago, we tried and failed horribly of where, like a Where's Waldo type thing, like Where Am I? And we just, trying to take pictures not far off the trail, but in different, things that were very obvious. Where am I?
Yeah,
Trying to get people to go outside, you
And
have to write
find
in
it.
and vote and,
yeah,
right in its face.
yeah.
I think we got like three people over the course of a couple months, so.
That's my concern, is if
Yeah.
it's just sort of a throw it out there, see if anyone does it, I don't think anything will happen.
Yeah.
But I think if we start with
It's a low risk,
Yeah.
no, low risk, low cost thing. It doesn't
is.
involve a big investment, and
Correct.
it gives the opportunity for, people like the scout troops
Yep.
that we just saw.
Yep.
When
to
do you
discover
propose to do something like this?
Maybe late spring or, I mean, it's not bad to be out in the woods in the summer. except
Post-mud
for-
season.
Yeah, yeah,
Don't-
post mud season. But it wouldn't be bad to be out in the woods in summer. It'd be better than being out in the sun. But then there are ticks. But that's what they invented bug spray for. Anyone who wants to be out in nature, deal with the
Use,
ticks.
use
and-
your, yes, use your
Right.
DEET, folks.
Yeah.
Are you thinking at a specific property, like Greater Woods, since
Or
there's no
one for
parking?
each
or-
property?
Yeah, let's start with one property, and then I would love to eventually, do one on another property the next time, and. But
Okay.
yeah, someone pick a property because I have only been to two.
Well, I think Horse Hill and Greater Woods, by the way, I love this idea. I've tried to get a couple thing in various contexts going. Greater Woods and Horse Hill are too big. And
Okay.
it's hard
Yep.
to walk around them looking for a couple of things during
Yeah.
a day. So something like Wildcat Falls or Sklar Park might be more suited.
I think
And Sklar is difficult because it might
Yeah.
be underwater.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't do Sklar at this point. I think we would like to work very hard on getting Sklar up to scruff, and then we'll show it off. But yeah,
So, and in the
Wildcat sounds
past, Wildcat Falls, for example, a few years ago, did a bird watching outfit, bird watching hike one day. And, good half dozen people showed up for that. It was pretty nice. On a related topic, I've also thought about maybe getting each of the properties to do one or two guided tour days. Come down, walk with someone who's familiar with the property, either from the Conservation Commission or from the subcommittee, and, point
I
out
love
some
that
places of
idea.
interest.
that is an additionally great idea. Okay, so 2 thoughts. One, you suggested Wildcat Falls would be small enough?
Yes, there's basically 2 main trails, a couple of small
Like, you're right,
side
just
trails.
Wildcat Conservation.
And you can circumnavigate the whole park in half an hour or 45 minutes.
Okay. Okay, so then I will be reaching out to the subcommittee.
That would be me.
Awesome. So I will be reaching out. We will be having coffee, except I hate coffee. We will be having tea and
I have
discussing.
lots of tea.
And this would be an opportunity also to highlight the link down to Watson, so that the town center trail will come to more people's attention.
Good idea.
And then we can bring up the whole parking. Let's have people park at Watson and start
And, yeah,
at that
walk
entrance.
And walk to Wildcat.
Because we don't want them all parking in that neighborhood for the event, right?
Yeah.
Well,
that was-
there is a parking lot at Wildcat,
Oh, yeah. But
Yeah,
it's
but
really
there is,
small,
but
right?
15 spaces or
Yeah.
so.
So if there's anybody else at the park that day, plus us and the people doing this,
Yes,
there won't.
and on a nice summer weekend, count on it.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
we can discuss details like that. But I love this idea, and I'd
Okay.
love to get it going.
Okay, we'll discuss.
And we can discuss a few ways to do it. Should they take a selfie of themselves at this particular point of interest?
Right.
Should we have little clue boxes stashed nearby and
Oh.
directions on how to find them, and they have to write down what the 5 clue boxes said and
That's
things like
fun
that?
too, yeah. And maybe it's the answer to a history question about the properties or something.
Mhm.
Throw a little history in there. Can we suggest to subcommittees as a commission that they consider doing doing
The guided
moving to
tour?
the other suggestion,
Yeah.
doing the guided tours?
We can certainly suggest it. Whether or not they want to do it, it's up to
I
them.
can
Yeah.
bring it to Horse Hill.
Okay. Yeah, I guess we can all bring it to our subcommittees, right?
Would it be, I mean, I know Greater Woods enough that I don't have to rely on a subcommittee for it.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, does it have to be the subcommittee
No,
or can?
Just someone who's familiar with the park.
Okay.
Yeah.
It would be good for the subcommittees to do it, just
Yeah,
trying to gain some
right,
sponsorship,
right.
some,
Yeah.
some
Right.
people to join.
In Greater Woods and Horse Hill, I think it might take multiple days to do it because if you wanna walk through Greater Woods in one day, you can do it. Actually, you can probably do it in 3 or 4 hours, but,
Well,
like
and
your optimism.
just make sure that they reach out to me so that I can post event information on Facebook so
Mhm.
that we can get the word out more.
Right.
We seem to get a good following and good
Yeah.
response.
Because I think one of our fundamental jobs is to get the town to understand that we have these conservation properties. Is it worth going into some of the other conservation properties that, like Mitchell Woods, for example, or,
No,
no, not at all?
no, not just not Mitchell Woods, it's a lot of ticks.
Okay,
Yeah, it's a lot of ticks.
yes, I know, I've been there.
It's a lot of ticks.
Gross.
But some of the other
Gilmore Hill.
places, yeah, that are not
They're-
with a big sign in
Yeah,
the parking
they're
lot.
very small, but they're still properties that we
Yeah.
manage.
Okay,
As long as there's
Mitchell and
places to
Watkins would be
walk.
great, it's just that there's ticks.
yeah.
A lot of ticks. And bobcat.
But if you walk past the end of Mitchell Woods properly, you can see the old dump. Which
Okay.
I'm assuming is why there are so many ticks. I don't know.
But I don't know, there's a lot of deer out there.
Unleash a bunch of chickens on there, and then they'll eat the ticks.
There's also bobcat.
I've heard chickens don't do a sufficient, don't actually make
Do they
much of
not?
an impact.
Depends on how many chickens you got.
Yeah, I mean, in theory, I
The
know.
ground is covered in chickens. Oh, in that case, we have a whole nother problem right now.
And we'll get a wolf to take care of the bobcat. There you go, solved. Is there any more discussion on ideas for community outreach? Or,
Good idea.
specifically in this?
Nope, think it's a great idea.
Okay. That moves us on to discussion and possible action regarding other items of concern.
Yeah, I've apparently been
We
ghosted
got-
by a.
we got the back
Merrimack
half of
Public
the
School
bobcat
teacher.
on, our trails right next to 18.
The last email I got was before Christmas, like, yes, we'd like to set up a meeting. I've sent multiple messages. I've left a message with the office to the teacher. Nothing. So.
She knows that you're open to hearing back.
She certainly does.
Okay.
Unless my emails just aren't going through.
Yeah, I've been waiting on a couple emails with Merrimack High School for the past 5 years or so, so, you know, get used to it. But, was that it though for, I mean, this is the ongoing discussion, so we don't have to
Yeah.
have something for this every
Right,
every
that's
meeting.
it for this.
Yeah.
I'm just still trying to get in contact with the schools.
Mhm. And the other thing is a discussion of long-range plans and assignment of short-term tasks, which is submitted by me. I didn't submit that, so I assume that's like another ongoing thing that just appears every meeting. Is there anything to add on long-term plans and short-term tasks?
I have nothing.
Not since last week. I updated the document and you should all have access
Right.
because I sent you all the link.
Stepping back a moment to the previous item on potential education opportunities, since you're reaching out to the school, have you been able to plant in their ear the idea of any senior projects in one or more of our conservation properties?
I sent that to the counseling office and they sent it on and we have heard nothing.
Okay.
So, I guess they all have other senior projects.
If that is it for other items of concern, we can move on to approval of the minutes. Would someone like to make a motion to approve the minutes as amended?
Make a motion to approve the minutes as amended.
Second?
Second. I found a few, just typos. Line, 53, page 2. That second to last line, it says, "and which wants can cut back." I think you just need to take wants out. Sorry, Tom.
52,
I can get this to you also.
52, okay. What was that?
This wants right there.
Oh,
I
was.
think that can just come out.
And on line 104, Vice Kolb should be Vice Chair Kolb.
Uh, 122 votes, you can take the apostrophe out. And then the same on 140, alternatives has an apostrophe that doesn't need to be there. It says non-alternatives, 140. Line 140,
140.
yeah. I can give you my notes too, if that helps.
Okay, 140.
And then it's alternatives.
Oh, okay.
And just below that, 143, Facebook in case just needs to be 2 words. .186, Forest has an apostrophe. And then that last line of the paragraph, Commissioner Welsh added that she might have an outdoor padlock. Was that in the next conversation and not in that part?
What lines? What line
That
was
was
that?
190, 191. Was that in the discussion about Sklar for the padlock?
Yes,
I believe so.
yes, that was.
Yeah.
Because the current padlock on the Sklar
On the
is
kiosk,
heavily
right?
rusted.
So that needs to move down to the next paragraph,
Right.
Um,
down to the end of the next paragraph?
right.
And then I had 2 more on, page 6, 219. I believe it's Commissioner Welsh.
Yeah.
And then 254, Laverme should be Loverme, Loverme.
You say 240?
254. Right here.
And the V is capitalized in Loverme, I believe.
What is that supposed to be?
Loverme,
Oh,
Loverme.
I have a couple. Are you all set?
Yep.
I think you covered some of mine. I think that, okay, I'm on line 110. I think that we should strike the words "in which" and start a new sentence with "he." And in line 113, Mr. Lano said that a couple of things that came up, I think we should strike the word "that." And line 175, peaked should be spelled P-I-Q-U-E-D. Got the wrong peaked. That's it for me.
Line 186, it starts on the end of 185. The Society for New Hampshire Forests. It should be the Society for Protection of New Hampshire Forests. Sorry, it was. I turned it off. So that should be the Society for the Protection of New Hampshire Forests. We have to correctly spell the check we send them also.
Are there any more edits? Okay, in that case, all those who support, I'm forgetting the words, approving the minutes. All in favor of approving the minutes as amended? All opposed? All abstaining? So that's 6-4, none against, and 1 abstaining.
I have one quick question.
Yep.
I'm not gonna change the minutes. The Boy Scouts changed their names to Scouts.
Mhm.
Did the
Yeah.
Girl Scouts not change their name? Are they still?
They did
They're
not.
still
Don't
Girl
think they
Scouts.
have.
And it's Scouts BSA,
Right.
yeah.
I also have I have a question. Has each liaison contacted their committee about getting a management plan?
Yes.
We'll talk about it on the 11th in Horse Hill.
Okay.
I have not.
Okay.
I forgot. I will do it.
Okay. Thank you. Is there another subcommittee? Gage, are you on a subcommittee?
Vader Woods, yes.
And I emailed you about doing that, right?
I don't remember if you have, but we are working on a management plan, so yes.
Okay. Perfect.
I was gonna bring it up at a meeting. Should I do it sooner than that?
No, that's okay.
Okay.
Okay, so with that, we will get ready to go into a non-public session. So we haven't had a non-public session in a while. Some of you may not have been here for the last one. So ComDev did send us a template to follow, especially for the minutes. But basically, first, we will make a motion to enter non-public session. I'll then read off the specific authorization, which is also listed here in the minutes, for why we're entering non-public session, and then we'll hold a roll call vote to enter a non-public session, at which point then the cameras will be cut and we can begin. Now, just to be clear, a roll call vote is individual vote, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so would anyone like to make a motion to enter a non-public session?
I so move.
Okay, and a second?
Second.
Okay, so the reason we are voting to enter a non-public session is authorized under RSA 91-A:3, comma 2, parentheses D, consideration of the acquisition, sale, or lease of real or personal property which, if discussed in public, would likely benefit a party or parties whose interests are adverse to those of the general community. So we'll begin a roll call vote. Is it just full-time members or is it all members?
Full-time.
Full-time.
Just full-time, okay, so Gage,
Yay.
Aye.
Andrew, I am an aye as well,
Aye.
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 Yes.
okay. So that passes 7-0.
Off with your mic.
I think roll call, you have to state the name. You said my name. You said Andrew.
Okay.
No,
You said the two of us. You just,
Okay. I am Eric and I vote yay.
Ellen Kolb, yay.
Karis Welsh, yay.
Tom Martinson, yes.
Jennifer Jobin, yes.
Okay. So we can now enter a non-public session. So if the cameras can
get
cut.
the, we'll